I want to add one more thing for my divine feminines. I want to give you a little bit of a comparison to the journey of the feminine and the journey of the masculine that perhaps will give you a little bit of a visual why there is a moment in your journey when you think that you are already in your union and you're ready in your divine feminine and you're already doing wonderfully, and he is behind, he's still in his ego, blah 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 blah. Because I keep seeing those messages online, and that is, in my opinion, just a test. It's just a test that you have to power through this journey. And here's why. When the feminine gets activated to the journey, when we meet our divine counterpart, we go through our kundalini awakening, we go through multiple dark nights of the soul, we begin the deepest healing, the most difficult part of this journey, right? This is where growth is so visible, because we're stripping the layers of our shadows. We're coming into realization, oh my God, I am anxious. I did have abandonment wound. I do have father wound. I'm not so strong. I'm not so independent. I am guided by my fears, by my shadows, by my longings. Is this eye-opening moment, and through that longing, through the mirror of our masculine, we start to walk this journey. We walk this journey aware from very early stages, because this is our job. We're going to be healing on the level of a soul. We're going to be connecting to the void, connecting to the divine, connecting to our past lifetimes. We lead in spiritual realm, so we have to awaken. We have to see the spiritual realm. We have to see beyond the matrix, beyond the physical world. So the biggest progression, the biggest work, it's that is happening in that first stage of the journey, when you're walking towards that bridge moment. And as you do your work, because you're literally bathing in your shadows, in your longing, you're energetically constantly pulling on your masculine. He cannot be doing the work because you're wanting things from him, because you're longing towards him, because you're chasing him physically, energetically. So he's repelled. He's basically blocked. I don't want to say like you're blocking him, but in a sense that he is giving you space to go through your journey. He is helping you through always teaching you something. I always say this: when they ghost, when they block, when they disappear, when they ignore us, when they treat us poorly, he is unknowingly and consciously showing you how to become a divine feminine, how to remember who you are. You are my goddess. I am not accepting this wounded feminine energy. Go and heal. So he's giving you that space to heal. And this is when the biggest progression, glow up, release, awakening happens. And only when you reach that moment that you cross the bridge and you finally start detaching and understanding that this journey all along was a journey of self-love, self-discovery, deep awakening, finding myself, finding my home, my mission. This is a life of service that I'm living. It's not about finding a mate. It's not about love story. It's about being a beacon of light, becoming a leader for other feminines, for future generations, to create new earth. And you enter that frequency and you start to detach from everything that happens in the physical world, which creates an energetical space for the masculine to finally start walking his path in a more aware way, because he walks this path with you all the time. The thing is that the masculine walks this path in a very unaware way. Why? Because part of his job, part of his quest is to work through the matrix. He will be the one to break the matrix, to manage and create foundation of the new earth in the physical realm. So he has to understand the matrix, and in order to understand the matrix, he has to go through all the gunk and nonsense that the matrix has created, all the wounded energy, wounded masculine, wounded feminine, all the karmic patterns or the karmic contracts, everything that the matrix is telling us to believe, and it's simply not true. He has to go through this. He cannot awaken, because the moment you awaken, you're like, I unsubscribe from this matrix. I'm not participating in this, because you already know the truth. You have seen the truth. But he has to do this. Ergo, he cannot awaken, right? So when you cross that bridge and you understand that it's about you, it's about growth, it's about your journey. You start to build that beautiful garden that you both gonna live in, that heaven on earth. And you are being faced with tests when you are being shown what to the naked eye may seem that he's behind. So you look at him and like, oh my God, he messaged me after a year and he's not changed. It's the same nonsense, same friends, same karmic friends, same job, same patterns, but it's just an illusion, because the growth of the masculine is different. Our awakening is long and it's painful because we awaken our kundalini. The masculine awaken in sort of a crush course, literally light before union. They go through Satori awakening, right? So they cannot again awaken first. And if you sit down and you say, why is he behind? Why would you care? The role of the feminine is to detach to the level from the physical world that you understand that what those eyes see where he's at, it's just an illusion, because you're the feminine, you're a crow woman, you're supposed to be looking through this eye and through this heart. It's a growth of his soul. He's stuck in the matrix, so it seems that he's not making any growth. And the other thing is, how dare you, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but how dare you to judge your king? He's the other half of your soul. He's your king, he's your divine masculine, he's the master of the physical world. Why would you go ahead and be all controlling, which is not divine feminine, and judge his journey and judge where he's at? Here's exactly where he needs to be. He knows his soul, his divine self, his higher self is guiding him. It is not your job to judge him where he's at. Why is he late? You're still attached to the physical world, to the physical outcome, to wanting something from him, to wanting him to grow, wanting him to move, wanting him to come back. Why is he not coming? If he's not coming, I want to get aligned with a soulmate, and that's fine. It's your choice. But it only means that there's still something on this journey that you have not conquered. When you cross that bridge, when you start detaching and releasing, your job is to nourish your garden, your kingdom. Sit on your throne, focus on connecting to the void, focus on connecting to the divine, focus on you. Talk to your masculine's higher self, to your higher self, to nourish the world, prepare the world that you will both live in, prepare yourself. The feminine only will reach union when you learn to trust your masculine, how he manages the physical world. And if you're judging where he's at in that physical world, you have not managed that. Similarly, part of the job of the masculine is to learn to trust the magic of his feminine, the information that she brings from the void, because she will be his oracle. She will be his high priestess. That is the balance of the masculine and the feminine. If you're constantly thinking about why is he behind, you shouldn't even be judging. How would you know? You don't know his journey. You don't know his karmic contract. You don't know where his soul truly at. You're seeing the illusion of the matrix in the physical world, blocking confirmation. Don't judge your king. Focus on your part of the equation. And that healing of the feminine, it may seem that you already have done it and he's behind, because at that final stages, it becomes really deep, really subtle. You go again and again from the same wounds. But as long as you're being returned back to these wounds, it means that there's still something that needs to be polished. So focus on that. Your king will return when the time is right, and he will know that.